Yeah. Can you tell just briefly about the example that you mentioned the other day about I'm not sure, I think it's a conflict that arises every now and then between Maharashtra and I think Karnataka, where Andhra Pradesh, where the politicians.
Yeah. So that's a conflict, interesting conflict. Actually, how the fight is not on water actually, because water is very small. That's another point which I want to mention was that very often when you talk about water conflicts, they are not only about water. All the other issues also come into the picture. For example, geopolitics, caste, and various other things will come, and water becomes some type of an occasion for this to manifest. There is a small barrage which is being constructed in Maharashtra called Babli. In fact, I'll share you an article which we wrote in EPW on that. I can send you the soft copy sometime.
Yeah.
So this conflict comes up every now and then. It is a river, Godavari, which is a river which is, I think, Maharashtra and Andhra are the main riparian states and things. And Maharashtra is the upper riparian state and Andhra is the lower riparian state. So in the Godavari agreement, or the way the water is to be shared, this is actually part of it. It's not anything outside Kakoti. And Babli barrage is a very small barrage primarily to meet the drinking water needs and some protective irrigation. It's not a very intense irrigation, at least on paper. You don't know how the Mar would use it. So in itself, it's not going to impact on the water flows much to Andhra. But this was made into a very emotive issue by the Andhra politicians, especially Chandrababu Naidu. Okay. So whenever there's an election he has to face, or whenever there's a type of politically difficult times for him there, he always rakes up the issue of Babli. Because there's an emotional issue, then Andhra people feel that all their water problems can be solved, if Maharashtra doesn't consider this small structure. And Maharashtra also makes it a prestige issue. How can Andhra people dictate terms to us? So it becomes a Maratha pride versus or Maharashtrian pride versus Telugu pride. So the last incident, maybe about 2 years back, there was a series of by-elections going to take place in Andhra. And because in the last 2 elections, Chandrababu Naidu had lost completely. It is a contest which is from the upstream. So in the by-elections, he wanted to make this a big issue. So just before the election, he brought a truckload of his MLAs, some 30-40 of them, into Maharashtra boundary, into the site of the dam, where it is being done, and they sat there. So Maharashtra, what they did, instead of amicably dialogue with them, they arrested all these people and put into jail. And it went on for a few days, and then finally Maharashtra chartered a flight, aircraft, and took all these people back to Hyderabad, and the whole issue was this. Now nobody even talks about it. And during that time, you should look at all the regional newspapers, both in Andhra and Maharashtra. It was all whipping up regional passions. Maharashtra blaming them and Andhra blaming this type of thing. But the by-elections, the results came, he did not gain anything from that. So looking at that, we thought that we should be able to rise above both this Andhra and Maharashtra. So what is the whole thing? So we wrote article 1 in English, in Economic and Political Weekly was published. Then we also little different version of that into Marathi and Telugu. We wrote both. And a lot of people called us up and sent us mails saying, oh, this is a good perspective which you have taken and things. So that is how I think that whenever this type of conflicts come up, the forum should be able to intervene through popular articles and bringing it out in the public domain so that people debate it much more. So that was that whole case, which I'm sure it will again come up. It's not a resolved issue yet.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.